I'll give you all show to think about it.
Yeah. I got to remember, try to think that through.
But
That's a good one.
Like I just mentioned, Notre Dame was victorious 27-24. Pretty classic college football playoff game. Back and forth, momentum shifting one side to the other all game long. And
it's kind of expected that way.
Yeah,
really. I mean, you listen to everybody. I mean, Notre Dame was just a 1-point favorite to start.
Right, it was a pretty even matchup. You thought it was going to be a low-scoring defensive battle. I thought throughout the game, Notre Dame was a more explosive team. Mm-hmm. Penn State kind of controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides for the most part. Maybe not so much second half, but
they hyped up the injuries on both sides. And
I
don't think those really.
No, I don't think so. They kind of probably evened out a little bit. Yeah. But just when you thought the game was probably going to overtime, Notre Dame came up with a big interception, and their kicker made the biggest kick of his life, 41-yarder. So
you were talking before we went on the air about the announcer jinx. We talk about that through games occasionally. But, just as he was talking and saying, they think it'll be all right, not throw it.
Yeah, be aggressive. He's throwing for 50-plus touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. He won't put the ball in a dangerous spot. He threw it in a spot that was very dangerous. Yeah. I mean, a heck of a play by the Notre Dame defensive back, but still, I don't know why he tried to force that ball in there.
Yeah, his announcer helper there, the other guy, he said that's a definite no throwing back across the field like that in that situation. But unfortunately.
And a veteran quarterback, too. Drew Allard's a junior, and he's coming back for senior. At least he already said he was. So we'll see there. But I got a couple of fun statistics here about all three remaining teams. As of July, so this could have changed. These are the numbers for active players in the NFL from these three schools. Okay. Ohio State 69, Notre Dame 52, and Texas 42.
Wow.
All-time draft picks. Yep. Now, this is accurate because this was taken from this past draft. Texas is 13th all-time with 357 players drafted.
Wow.
Ohio State's third with 485. Notre Dame is number one with 525 players all-time drafted to the NFL.
Yeah, that's pretty big with those three schools.
Yes. And I think Todd had some additional trivia related to
college football playoff trivia. There's only two teams in the country, if Ohio State wins, that have lost to both Notre Dame and Ohio State this year. Yeah. Can you name those two teams?
They lost to both Notre Dame and Ohio State.
Well, I can guarantee you one.
I know one of them.
Yeah, we were already talking about that.
No, I know both of them.
You know both.
I know both of them. Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So does that mean, by transitive properties, that Indiana and Purdue might as well be in the national playoff game, right?
Well, Purdue's got a whole new staff now and pretty much a whole new roster for a reason. So
you always look for the silver lining.
That's right. That's right. But if you're an IU fan, or a Purdue fan, you want to.
I was thinking this morning driving in, I'm like, Purdue's got both Notre Dame and Ohio State on their schedule next year. So if Ohio State wins tonight, they're going to play national champion, defeating national champion, and whoever gets runner-up. So.
Right.
Hey, you don't want to look at the collective score against Purdue.
No, not so much.
Not so much. Interesting point of view.
Yeah, and Purdue's ex-head coach now is already employed. He got the defense coordinator job at Washington. So I was pretty surprised he got that big of a job so quick. But what do I know?
Well, sometimes and I heard some others talking about that the difference between the head coach pressure and the coordinator spot. They said he's offensively, that's all he has to focus on.
Right, he's pretty good, but when it's everything, and sometimes it takes a coach to fail once, then go to be a coordinator, a position coach, have some success, and then if you get a chance around two, then maybe you do better.
You learn a few things.
You see that a lot in the NFL.
Yeah.
Particularly.
We do have a football expert with us today.
Yes.
Moriarty.
Yes.
As our special guest from United Way. So maybe, Jenny, you can weigh in on this.
Oh, no, I just was going to say about Purdue, they beat Rutgers. That we're in basketball season for Purdue now.
Yep. I was getting there next. So, but both Purdue and Indiana are off to good Big Ten starts. Indiana beat USC earlier this week, and Purdue won at Rutgers last night, which has been a house of horrors for them the past few seasons. So nice to get an 18-point win there. Which Rutgers is a really weird team. They're 8-7, but they have two standout freshmen that are both projected to be top 5 NBA picks right now.
Wow!
So how are you 8-7 with that much talent? Well, everything around them.
Yeah.
They paid a lot for 2 players. Let's put it that way.
Coaching or other players.
Yeah. They're not the typical Steve Peichel tough Rutgers team. This team's very talented, but they're not gritty. They don't play good defense. So
you got to play defense.
Yeah, you do. So, but
one freshman put up almost 40 against IU.
Yeah. He's very good, and then Harper's been battling the flu a lot lately, but he's good too. So Ace Bailey. Yeah, Ace Bailey. Yeah, I was trying to think of his name. Yep. Yeah, they're both very good players. All four big in-state schools are in action basketball this weekend. Indiana 13-3 record travels to Iowa, who's 11-4. That's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Fox.
That'll be a big one.
Primetime game, right, during the NFL playoffs. Purdue hosts Nebraska, who Purdue's 12-4. Nebraska's 12-3. That's Sunday at noon on the Big Ten Network. Butler's 7-9. They host Creighton, who's 9-6. That game's tomorrow at noon on Fox. And Notre Dame, who's 7-8, travels to Duke tomorrow, who's 13-2. That game's also at noon on ESPN.
Tough games for IU and Purdue this weekend. That's
and Notre Dame and Butler, I would say too, all across the board. Everybody. It's conference play.
Yeah, conference getting going good.
So. And Notre Dame basketball lost a heartbreaker last Saturday. They were up 3 against North Carolina. I don't remember how many seconds were left, but they fouled the North Carolina player shooting a 3. He makes the 3, makes the free throw, and they beat Notre Dame by 1. Yeah,
that's kind of the reverse karma for football then.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I think most Notre Dame fans would trade the lack of success for basketball to mean success for football. So, and real quick, NFL playoff start tomorrow. Chargers at Texans, 4:30 on CBS. Chargers are 3-point favorites. Steelers at Ravens tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on Amazon Prime. The Ravens are 9.5-point favorites. My Denver Broncos finally back in the playoffs after about a decade of misery. 1 o'clock CBS at Buffalo, who's a 9-point favorite there. So I'm not expecting to win, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Not expecting anything, though.
So the Tanner Lee household's watching lots of sports.
Lots of sports this weekend.
Winter, you might as well stay in.
Yeah, might as well. Packers at Eagles, 4:30 on Fox Sunday. Eagles 4.5-point favorites. Commanders at Buccaneers, 8 o'clock Sunday night on NBC. Buccaneers are 3-point favorites, and the Vikings are 2.5-point favorites at the Rams. But that game's got moved to Arizona due to the wildfires going on in LA. It's 8 o'clock on Monday on ABC.
Now, does that affect the spread on that? You suppose?
I thought I looked at it earlier this week. I thought it was a closer spread than 2.5, so it might have. So
it'll say the home field's 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to think the Rams are going to be motivated to play well for the LA community, but now they don't have that home field advantage. So
it'll be interesting.
At least both teams are indoor teams anyway, so that won't.
And you said even more. It'd be more interesting to see
how many fans show up. Yeah,
how the fans react. To the move. So. And
of course, we got high school action going on tonight and tomorrow.
Zebras are in action as the guys head to Whitco tonight, so we'll be over there. That's a 6:15 JV start, so we'll be on the air about 7:25 or so for the varsity pregame with 7:45 tip, and then the girls back at home tomorrow afternoon, a 2:30 start. So we'll be on the air about 2:10. So they take on Whitco in a big TRC matchup for the Lady Zebras.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It is.
Conference time.
And then we're just like, 16 days away from the IHSA sectional.
That's hard to believe.
Girls,
That's hard to believe.
Yeah. Countdown's on.
Yep. It goes by fast.
Yeah, it does. You turn that corner for the calendar for January, and girls basketball just flies.
Yep. Got some tidbits here this morning. On this day in 1801, William Henry Harrison was appointed the first governor of the then Indiana Territory.
Okay.
Would go on to be president later on. On this day in 1956, Elvis Presley recorded Heartbreak Hotel, one of his many famous hits there. On this day in 1982, Dwight Clark made a fingertip catch from Joe Montana to beat the Cowboys 28-27 in the NFC Championship game. That catch would go on to be known as the catch, probably one of the most popular plays and famous plays in NFL history.
Picture like from Sports Illustrated. See on the cover.
Yep. So I see that highlight just right now in my head, just thinking about it. And on this day, 1999, The Sopranos debuted on HBO. Which I thought that show debuted in 2000, so learned something there. And you know, when you talk about HBO, I kind of think Netflix is now what HBO used to be.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of your premium shows would go on there. Now if it's a hot show, it's going on Netflix anymore. So, and we got some days. Today is Peculiar People Day, National Save the Eagles Day, National Oysters Rockefeller Day, National Cut Your Energy Costs Day.
Well, that'd be all right.
That's always a good one. National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. And National Houseplant Appreciation Day.
Yeah. Get you some bittersweet chocolate.
Yeah.
Share that with your houseplants and say, oh, you're doing well, all right?
We've got some upcoming events going on. The Times Theater's got a fun show going on tomorrow night. They're hosting Sabbath at 8 o'clock p.m. It's a Black Sabbath tribute band. Doors open at 7 p.m. I believe there's still tickets, and tickets are a different price variety there. I think anywhere from $25 to... There was a ticket price on Eventbrite of a couple $100.
Yeah,
so
depending where you want.
Yeah. So should be a good time at Times Theater tomorrow night. If you're a big fan of Black Sabbath, go check that out. Andretti's Place is hosting a Dine and Donate event on Sunday, January 19th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This month's Dine and Donate event will be benefiting Joe's Hope. And the meal sponsor is Wilson's Tow and Transport, and the egg sponsor is Creighton Brothers.
Creighton Brothers, another area of business, celebrating 100 years this year.
Yeah, so. Congratulations to them. Yeah. That's quite a milestone. Yeah, First Federal, we're open today from 8:30 to 5 and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile app when we're not open. Mobile app's free to download, whether you have an Android device or iPhone. I was going to say Apple device, but they only make iPhones, I guess. Go to the App Store or Google Play Store. Look for FSSB or FFSB Rochester or First Federal Savings Bank. Any of the three work. Look for the white star with the green background. You're halfway there.
Yeah.
Our ATM's open 24/7 as well if you need some cash. We offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. When you open up a new checking account, you'll get a free gift for doing so. Right now, we're offering the mini air popper.
Be a perfect weekend.
Stay in and pop some popcorn and watch some sports. Or if you're not a sports fan, there's plenty of good movies on. I just mentioned Netflix. Netflix is releasing new movies every week. So, and even if you have an account with us and you really want that gift and you don't want to open up another account, you can refer a friend too. And you can do that online or in person. Once your friend comes in, opens up an account, they get a gift for opening the account. You do as well for just referring them. So tell them Randy sent you.
That's right.
And if you're looking to get some help with your mortgage lending needs, contact Ben Dalton or Stacy Wilson here at our Rochester branch to get pre-approved and see how our family can help out your family.
Hey, Tanner, I want to welcome a new employee to the bank regarding mortgage loans.
Yes.
Ed Erickson is our new Senior Vice President of Mortgage Lending.
Okay.
And he'll be Evan Gottschalk's guest next week on the radio.
Yeah, looking forward to having Ed on and hearing more about his journey to First Federal. So, and I'm glad you brought that up too. I should also say you can contact Ryan Austin over in our Winnemac branch as well, brand new mortgage loan originator for us that just started last month as well.
So a lot of good things going on at the bank.
Yes.
I like that.
And we offer commercial lending for businesses. If that's something that interests you, contact Zach Reuter for more information. His direct line is 574-223-1731. And if you're thinking about retiring, wanting to roll over a 401k from a previous employer, check on your 401k, get one started, or an IRA or those types of things, contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of our Financial Services Department for more information. Their direct line is 574-223-1705. And keep up to date with the latest going on at First Federal Savings Bank by following us or liking us on all of our social media pages. That's liking us on Facebook, following us on X and Instagram at FF Banking is our handle on those. Like our LinkedIn page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can see an archive of the First Federal radio shows dating back to 2019. We are the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 3999927.
There we go. Now we're official, ready for the fun.
Yeah, we're legal and ready for the meat of the show, I like to call it, the fun parts. And we're welcoming Jenny Moriarty, who's Executive Director of Fulton County United Way.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny. How are we doing?
Good. Late night last night.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
It was worth it for you Notre Dame fans, even though you're a hybrid Purdue Notre Dame fan, I would say.
Yes.
But you're not a stranger to the show, so thanks for joining me again this morning.
Thanks for having me.
United Way's been very busy the last few months, and it looks like they're going to be very busy here throughout the year of 2025. Tell me a little bit about what's been going on with United Way.
Well, we had a great kickoff this campaign season with our trivia night that was hosted back in October. We had it at the Elks. We had great sponsorship. NIPSCO was our main sponsor, and we raised just shy of $10,000 that night.
Awesome.
That was net. 18 teams participated.
Yes, it was a great turnout.
That was an increase, correct, from last year?
Yes, I believe 15 last year.
Correct.
Great.
And a lot of the teams got involved with theme. Our theme was decades, so it was really fun seeing everybody dress up. Just a great night. Food was great. Dreddy's provided the food, so it was a great kickoff to our campaign.
And a little preview for this year. 2025 Trivia Night will be September 27th.
Yes.
And it'll be scheduled. So
Back at Elks.
Mark that on your calendars.
Yeah, and there's no home Notre Dame or Purdue game.
Smart schedule.
That's what we check out for, definitely. So
And no fall break, too.
yes, no fall breaks for Valley or Rochester. So it's a good, spend the day out on the lake. Hopefully it's still nice and come in.
Yeah,
And
will that be at the Elks again?
that's the plan.
That's the plan.
Yes.
The plan as
We
of
worked out those details.
Okay, plan as of now, subject to change possibly. Possibly.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Got the date. Now we'll find the plays, right?
They did a great job
Yeah.
last year, and we look forward to the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes, it was great. Great atmosphere. It was nice to see the lake. It was, so great kickoff, great start to the campaign. We're going through the month of January. We have a couple big campaigns going this month. Todd, if you want to mention them.
Yeah, this month we're running our campaign a little bit longer and hope to wrap up by the end of the month. But thank you to Janet Vance. We'll be in Rochester schools on Wednesday, January 15th, presenting to faculty and staff about the opportunity for payroll deduction. And then we'll be at Woodlawn Hospital meeting with their managers on the 29th of January. And our programs are driven by individual contributions. And we've kind of taken a different approach this year with the campaign and trying to wrap it up. The idea is if you get paid weekly, donate $2 a week through payroll deduction, or if you get paid biweekly, $4 a week, that's about $100. If you think about it, that's less than a cup of coffee or a soft drink at a restaurant, but all those dollars add up. We're at about $60,000 right now, still shooting for $100,000, but we've got some good campaign ideas coming up for this January, and hopefully we'll meet that goal. So
Yes.
We're always looking forward for donations, and if you or your employer hasn't done anything yet, give us a call, Jenny Moriarty. How do they get hold of you?
They can call the office at 574-223-8929 or email. It's Fulton, COUway at rtcol.com. We also have a Facebook page out there. So there's a lot of different ways. Also, you can reach Todd at First Federal Bank.
And on our Facebook page, if you want to donate, there's a QR code there that you can use your
Yes.
debit or credit card.
Yes, that's a new thing. And we noticed we have a couple board members that are students this year. And Owen Omandi is from Valley and Sophie McCall is from Rochester. And they both held silent auctions at the school. Sophie's was right before the school ended. And Owen's, I was at that one because it was at a boys basketball game. And a lot of the people were using QR codes to pay. It was easier because a lot of times you don't have that much cash on you, or you don't carry your checkbook to a basketball game. So, yeah, having the QR code's been a lot more convenient for people to be able to donate.
You mentioned the office, and there's been some news about the office. You've moved, right?
Yes, I have moved. We're not next to Webb's because that was the easiest way to describe where we were besides the blue awning. Hey, we're right next to Webb's. Everybody knows where Webb's Pharmacy is. But we moved, I want to say at the very end of September, beginning of October. We had some assistance from the Valley football team. I don't know where I got that connection, but we had some help there, and we got moved, and we're just around the corner in the back part of Webb's parking lot in the building that RTC owns. Our board president, Tyson, was able to help get that situated. And
we want to thank Joe McCarter
Yes.
for making the space available. It basically allowed United Way to have a little more fiscal responsibility about monthly expenses, and
yes.
thank you, Joe McCarter and RTC, for making that space available to us.
Yeah, it's very nice. The only difference is you will need to call. There's a number right on the door, which is the 574-223-8929. Just call that, and I will let you in. So it's not just to be able to walk in, but then you can come in and see the office. It's a nice location. It's quiet. So enjoy the space. I miss being able to see out front, people walking by and any action that's going on the main street, but that's okay. It's a great office, and like Todd said, it was financially smart for us on United Way's end to switch. It is an older building, great location, but yes, we're happy where we're at.
It's very important to the United Way board that all the dollars donated to go back into the community, and that helps us do that. And you want to highlight some of our agencies?
Yes, we are. And speaking of our agencies, we are right now, it is open to apply if you're a 501c3 certified nonprofit. I actually just was sending out the grant applications this week. But this past year, we supported CASA, Court Appointed Special Advocates, Council of Aging, which houses Transpo. That's a big one that we like to talk about. Everyone, I think, uses it to get every which way in the community. Fulton County Animal Shelter, Manitou Training Center, Pack a Backpack, which is a big blessing to our community. I believe it was over 600 backpacks this year that they donated. So I don't. It's just awesome what Jackie does there. RSVP, Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, Salvation Army, United Ministries, and that Youth Outlet Center, which great having that access road from the school. That has to help so much, just even for kids to walk there. That's a lot easier for them to get there.
Yeah, the youth and students in our community benefit from more than half these agencies, we think.
Yes, definitely. There's something almost with everyone where they can, maybe not RSVP, that's the retired volunteer program, but even going out to the animal shelter to spend time with the animals, every which way we kind of have something that helps children in our community, whether it's United Ministries and helping, with some financial situations, paying utility bills or something.
So it's more than about asking for money. I mean, all our agencies have volunteer opportunities too.
Yes.
So if you have an interest, contact any of those agencies, because everybody can use help. It takes a village to help our community.
It does. That is a big thing too. We want to be an advocate for them. Besides financially, we want to be able to go out and spread the word about them, because they need volunteer. They need advocacy as well to be able to do what they do.
And one thing, looking at your board, you got quite a few board members there.
Yes.
But you're always looking for more, too, if anybody's
are
interested, correct?
Yes. We still have a couple of spots open. But yes, it's growing. We have a wide variety of board members, too, from bankers to in the schools, a couple superintendents, to lawyers. So it's just a wide range so that we are kind of covering every area.
Why don't you mention the board members just so our community knows that we've got great active involvement from the community and what happens with the United Way.
Yes, we have Tyson. He's now our president. He's from RTC. He took over in January.
Tyson Kalishuk.
Yes. Thank you for saying that, because it's just Tyson K to me. And then Todd Van Sickle, he is our vice president and campaign chair, and the one that keeps me sane. So I appreciate everything Todd does. Lauren Adley had been our president, and she stepped down to be secretary. And then we have Stacy Heinzman is our treasurer. And then we also have Angie Miller, Jadelyn Calvert, Bryce Romine, Hannah Penrod, Sherry Shepard, Brad Hinkle, Mitch Scott, Alex Bainey, Jana Vance, and then, as I mentioned before, our student board members, Sophie McCall and Owen Omondi.
And Kim Hunter is on our board.
I apologize, Kim. Yes, you were stuck up there in the front, and I missed that one. Kim Hunter is there as well. So she's been a faithful board member for several years.
Give us a call. Check us out on Facebook if you have any interest or want to know more. We're happy to help you out. As we wrap up our campaign, we ask for your. Our community has been very generous, and we're very grateful for what our community does. But we're trying to wrap up the campaign, so give us some consideration for financial support.
Yes.
Other things you want to reference for going on this year?
We, like you said, we talked about trivia in the past. Just wrapping up the campaign. Off the top of my head, that's what I'm trying to.
We're trying to come up with a couple of signature events for fundraising. So you may see something later this spring or early summer about maybe something kind of new and fun bringing to the community. We have several ideas that we're trying to vet right now. So keep posted on our Facebook page.
Yes, there's a couple different things they're mulling over. So yes.
Well, sounds like a big year's in store for Fulton County United Way, and thank you, Jenny, for joining us this morning, and thank you for everything you do for United Way and for our community.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Randy, back to our trivia question.
I know. I've been trying to add in my head, trying to think about it.
How many national championships do Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Texas have combined? 13, 23, 30, or 40? Well, how many does Notre Dame have?
Notre Dame's at 11.
11, correct.
So I'm thinking in the area of 33, maybe.
How about 23?
23, okay.
Notre Dame's got 11 with their most recent 1988. Ohio State 8, most recent 2014, and Texas 4, most recent 2005.
Okay, Texas is the one I wasn't quite sure where they were number-wise. I knew Ohio State was in that close to 10.
Right, yeah. Texas is the one that kind of surprises people, I think. Because they've been very, very good, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But, 4 national championships is still a good number.
Oh, yeah.
But
most other schools would take that.
Some would take 1.
Yeah.
I think I'm speaking for both of us right here for our schools.
Right. So. We'll even share it if you want.
Yeah.
Most schools in Indiana, right?
Yes. Let's close with some words of wisdom from Galileo, and a famous Italian scientist. Measure what is measurable and make measurable what is not so.
Awesome. Todd, thank you very much. Jenny, thank you.
Thank you.
Tanner, we'll talk to you again next Friday morning.
We'll be here. Thanks, Randy.
With those words of wisdom, this has been the First Federal Program. Join us every Friday at 7:30 on WROI Giant FM.